Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Annalisa and today I'm going to tell you about some of my favorite books by Indigenous authors. A lot of these authors will be from Turtle Island, though there are a few from other places such as the Pacific Islands. And I am going to leave Palestinian authors off of this list because I have read enough by them to make an entire video just about Palestinian authors, and I will be doing that sometime soon. I'm also going to be breaking this video into two parts because I do better making shorter videos, both in the editing portion and in the subtitling portion. I have read all of these, and for some of them I'm going to guess at the star rating, and for some of them I'm going to actually remember. And I wrote them down pretty much from most recently read to most long ago read, so that's the order that we're going to go in. First of all, some of my absolute favorites, A Broken Blade and A Shadow Crown by Melissa Blair. Especially A Shadow Crown is my favorite. So elves and fairies are indigenous to this land, but some humans have come and colonized. They mostly exterminated the elves. They mistreat the mixed race people who are part elf, part human, use them as slaves, and all of the fairies live across the mountains and are not allowed to come into the country. Our main character is one of the mixed race. They have amber blood and they're called halflings. Our main character is also basically the spy master of this country. She and all the other spies in the country are enslaved and have not really risen up against the king, basically because he is both immortal and invincible because of some magic spells and deals he was able to perform when he was first conquering this land. And for a long time our main character has been without hope that anything could ever change, but as she is sent after someone called the Shadow, she starts to realize that maybe there is hope for a better world after all. Gave these two 5 stars. Resball. This one is about a kid who is pretty good at basketball. He is young, he's a freshman, and usually freshmen don't get to be on the varsity team, but he really wants to be, and his brother was, and his brother got on when he was young. His brother died in a car accident, I think a year before the book takes place. It's a lot about the place that basketball has on a lot of reservations. It talks about how inaccessible college and a lot of other things are to people who have grown up on the reservation, and how indigenous peoples are discounted and considered less than and not college material. And it's also about the value of community. I gave that one 5 stars, I'm pretty sure. Never Whistle at Night. This is a collection. It is of dark indigenous fiction, so some horror, some thriller type, just dark in various ways, and I really enjoyed a lot of these. There was one that I didn't like as much, but pretty much every one of these was a hit. I had a few favorites. Some are supernatural, some are about the horror of evil that people can commit, and they were all very well written. 4 stars. The Sentence by Louise Erdrich. This one actually is the only one on this whole list that I gave 3 stars, and that's because it just wasn't as much for me, but I really think it was really well done and think it would be really great for other people. I found that it got started really slowly, but if you enjoy a lot of Louise Erdrich's writing that isn't middle grade, I think you would enjoy this because it has a lot in common with her other writing from what I remember. And I really liked that this took place during the height of the pandemic, right at the beginning. And also it talked a lot about the Black Lives Matter protests, the life of a bookseller. So I really enjoyed all those aspects, and think that the other aspects, even though I didn't enjoy them as much, were still very well done. Then we have Rabbit Chase. This has a non-binary main character, and it is by Elizabeth Lepense and Casey Oster, and there was translation done by Aaron Dokum. This is a graphic novel, and the palette of that particular page isn't very pretty, but there are a lot of vibrant ones, and this is Alice in Wonderland inspired, so there's a lot of fun characters. It's also inspired by some Anishinaabe lore, so that's really cool, and I had a great time with it. 5 stars. Then we have 2 picture books. One is Berry Song by Michaela Goad. I love this one so much. I love berries, I love foraging. I don't do much of it myself, but I love seeing other people do it and hearing about it and reading about it, and I would love to do it myself. The berry songs that teach the names of the berries. I loved reading this, and I loved the illustrations. I loved seeing the young girl with her grandmother and learning from her and bonding with her. It was so precious. 5 stars for that one, and to When We Were Alone by David Alexander Robertson, illustrated by Julie Flatt. This one is about teaching kids about residential schools. So this one is a lot sadder, but ultimately hopeful, because it is about how the children resisted even while they were in the schools. So the title is of When We Were Alone is they, for example, wouldn't allow the children to speak in their native languages in the school, but when they were alone, when no one was supervising them, they were able to speak in those languages and preserve a little bit of their culture that way. Moon of Crusted Snow by Wubgeshig Rice. I really love this one. This one is apocalyptic. We don't hear a lot about the apocalypse, but just somewhat, because the community that the story takes place in is very isolated. There's a lot of snow, and it is a very slowly creeping sort of horror going on. And I really enjoyed the characters and the way the community stuck together, and I'm really looking forward to the next book, which I believe is out now. Another favorite, To Shape a Dragon's Breath by Monoquill Blackgoose. This one is about a young Indigenous girl whose island falls under the territory of territory that has been claimed by colonizers but isn't yet too much influenced by them, and she finds a dragon egg, and the rule is that anyone who discovers a dragon egg on territory that has been claimed by these colonizers has to take the dragon who is born to a colonizer school and learn to be a dragon rider their way. So it's about her going to this school and about her sticking up for her people's way of doing things, and also making an autistic friend, which I really enjoy. And I love the dragon riding parts. I love the dragons as characters, and the friends that she makes are really wonderful. And we have the beginnings of polyamorous romance that I'm really happy about. Just really excellent, and I highly recommend this one. I definitely remember was 5 stars. Oh, I forgot there's another picture book, Kapemahu by Hinale Moana Wangkalu and Dean Hamer. And at least one of the creators of this book, and there's also a short film about it, is Kanaka Maoli, and this is about the lore of a group of healers who came to the Hawaiian Islands across the sea, who were of neither and both genders. It was a really lovely origin story for this third gender, who are very important to Hawaiian spirituality. and it was really well done. A collection of stories is The Woman in the Woods and Other North American Stories, edited by Kate Ashman and Kel McDonald. This one has lots of different stories, and they're all graphic short stories, and they all have different artists as well as different authors. And so the art styles were paired really wonderfully with the stories, and some of them were legends, some of them were historical, and I just thought they were beautiful and really well told. And our last one for today is Walking Into Worlds by Wild Canoe. This one is about a girl in the near future who plays video games with AR technology, augmented reality, and how she has become a really excellent player in a particular MMO, how she makes friends with a boy who's being pulled into being an MRA, which I personally thought the author was a little too sympathetic to those people, but overall it was really well done, and I really loved the video game elements especially, and all the ideas that it brought forward. I think that was a 4-star one. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your favorite book by an Indigenous author is, or one of your favorites if it's hard to pick one. And if you'd like to leave an emoji, how about something blue? I'll see you in the next video. Bye!